You probably don't need to turn yours off.
You're live.
And you're here on the punchline with Kelly Pollack and James Dominguez, and today is going to be a good one.
Yes, it is. Who do we have coming on the show today?
Brandon Rios.
Brandon Bam Bam Rios. How exciting.
Yes. And lots to talk to him about.
Brandon
Rios.
Turn the video. Turn your audio off.
How do you do that on here?
Wherever you are.
Sorry, guys. How did I turn it off? Help me.
Sound button somewhere. One of your top keys or your bottom top keys.
What? Sorry, guys.
Wait, toss me your laptop.
But,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah, I have a computer. I'm not sure how to use it, so.
Your mute button's up there. I might have tapped it twice. Just
Okay.
see where I pointed up at the top.
No. Oh, okay. Well, what do I need to do to turn it back on here?
You don't need it on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, where's the questions?
Right
You're
there.
probably like, oh, why is the green screen?
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Alicia. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Today is Christmas sweater day.
Sure is.
Yep. And
My tie's a little crooked, but...
Your tie? Yeah, I got a dinosaur on mine and pretty excited. So we have Brandon coming on today, and we have a whole bunch of fights that we watched this week.
Yeah. Yes,
So-
we did.
So what do you think about the fights?
Thought they were good. Porter fight kind of played out how I expected it to play out. It was Granada's. Hey, the kid, he's tough.
Yeah, he is.
Tough kid, and you for a minute there, it could have possibly went that route, maybe for a little bit when you had mentioned that it's possible candidate for fight of the year.
Yeah.
And you can see how it could have been, with their styles. And the kid's got balls and he's got a lot of heart.
Yeah.
But Porter again with that style. I know people were going to say wasn't that impressive against this kid, but he does that with everybody he fights.
Yeah.
He makes it a tough fight. So.
Well, and I don't think he was physically strong, but Porter was just too strong, and there could have been a fight of the year because Porter just bullied him.
No.
I mean, the kid had heart. He had a good chin, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's hard. That kid looked his weight, and Sean Porter looked big. Yeah, and we all know the history tells a story of like what Porter started off at, what he did before boxing or while he was fighting.
Yeah,
he's just a strong kid for that weight class, and he's going to give anybody and everybody a hard time because of his style and his strength and his condition. So.
Thanks, Steven. Yeah, and thanks, Alicia. But Damon didn't like the fight. Damon's picky anyway when it comes to fucking fights. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What's everybody picking? What killing you with these shirts? I thought this was really nice. We're in a holiday spirit. Is everybody making cracks and jokes, poking fun?
Just wait till you see James shirt when I put the green screen back on.
I think they're indubitably.
I hope we're not getting picked on. I thought this was a really good choice.
I did. Amy doesn't like him either.
Uh-huh.
Dear God.
Amy don't like him?
She said, "Dear God."
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. So going back to that, that was a good fight. I know the big one's good. Eventually, I'm going to see everything popping up. The Wilder fight.
Yeah, and
what can you say about that one?
Wilder did what he was supposed to do. He did what he was supposed to do.
I don't even know if he did what he was supposed to do. I'm being honest. I mean, he caught the guy early. And again, as we mentioned in the last show, heavyweights, anything that happens in the heavyweights.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Stavern was overweight. He looked like shit. Stavern looked like shit going in there. He was 257 pounds, more than you should be carrying at that size.
Yeah.
He's been out of the ring for how long already? 19 months?
Yeah.
Dude, he was, and then as bad as Wilder looked, as bad as Wilder always looks, it was just too much for Stavern.
Exactly. I think something happened on that, so we can see. Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah.
I agree, Damon.
What did he say?
Richard Matthews said Wilder fought a guy who looked like he was picked up at McDonald's.
That was what?
Looked like he was picked up at McDonald's.
Well, yeah, that's where he was
It
at.
was a rematch, so they already fought once, and it was a competitive fight.
But he weighed 228.
Yeah.
I don't think Stavern wanted to be there. You know what I mean? I think he just wanted to collect a payday and go home. But that being said, I don't think Wilder is what's advertised. I don't think he's good. I think he has power. I think he has lights out power, but I don't think he's good. He's proven in every fight that he is not technically sound.
You know, I got caught up in, and I find myself getting caught up in these arguments. What I said last week.
No, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It's like, wow. Okay, so what? Wow. You can't really. When I said that heavyweights this day, I had it with the guy with AJ.
Yeah.
You know, Anthony Joshua. He's fighting with me like, oh, he can fight this, that. We don't know.
Yeah.
He's good for this day heavyweight, you know. And I was talking with my buddy Lonnie, and he goes, "Oh man, he's good." He gets fucking tired, and I just don't understand. I watched, and he gets fucking tired as hell in 5 or 6 rounds. Well, and he goes, "Well, how about Wilder?" I said, "But Wilder throws a lot of punches leading up to him getting tired early, though.
Yeah,
you don't get tired from throwing punching a lot in 20 seconds of a round, and he's not."
Yeah.
Like, Anthony Joshua, he throws a big flurry and fight and tries to take you out for 20 seconds. The fight's pretty much over for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's done for the rest of the fight. He's tired.
But what I'm asking, my thing is this. How much can Wilder get away with doing things like that and not paying for it? It's going to happen.
Well, he's going to get, especially in the heavyweight division. Yes, and you get a guy like Joshua who's 6'6", himself, 6'5", 6'6" himself. You know, that
is technically sound.
Yeah, it's technically sound, and things can happen in that fight. Again, I think the farther that fight goes, the better it looks for Wilder. But, you know, Anthony Joshua fights Wilder, he's going to have to throw a lot of punches around. So if he gets tired with these guys that he's fighting now, imagine how tired he would get with the Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, then again, unless he catches Wilder early on. So.
Yeah, and then, hi, Scott Best. Nice to see you on here. And Damon says he looks exactly what it looked like when you watch felony fights. Kind of. You know what I mean? They're just throwing punches.
There wasn't even enough time to even call it that. I mean, and that's why I said it's not much to talk about on it.
Not the heavyweight division, you know. But what about Bivol? Did you get a chance to watch that Russian?
No, I did not.
Oh, my God.
That fight. I got it taped tonight, so I'm going to watch it tonight.
Well, there's not much to it. It ends right at like the 258 mark of
See, fights like that, I hate to knock people for that shit because saying, "Oh, well, there ain't much to watch," but you really don't know what could happen. Like if you don't knock them out, it's like okay, anything can happen in the fight. But I guess when you take somebody out in the first round, though, you do what you're doing. When you're an exciting fighter, you're an attraction. You know.
Yeah. Well, no, Damon, I don't excuse it. I think he looks like shit. I mean, I said he's technically inferior. The problem is, everybody else in the heavyweight division is inferior too.
Yes, yeah.
So I mean, he's what he's doing. He's just a smaller piece of turd out of a big pot of turds. You know what I mean? So he looks better than the most. But I'm back to Bivol. What we were talking about. When I was watching him fight, I thought, you know, it'd be a good for Technique Tuesday next week. It'd be great. Showing the Russian technique, showing what the Russians and Ukrainians are doing different from the American amateur system. Do you know what I mean? Because what they are doing is different, and it's easy to see. But I don't know why American coaches and trainers are not picking up on this. I think what's going on, there's a block in their head. They want to teach the way that they were taught. They want to teach the way that their father or their trainer taught them. Yeah. They don't want to progress. And do you know what I mean? Self-educate.
Yeah, you know.
When you got Jack Lowe. Jack Lowe was teaching the way his trainer taught him, and his trainer taught him. You got to Robert, and you learned a whole new progression.
Yeah,
it was progressive.
You know, egos get in the way. You know, you got a lot of guys in boxing, especially even like locally now. You know, or just all over. I mean, you got people who don't really know the game, but they don't want to learn. They don't want to, pay attention. It's the old school mentality. Do it this way. It's like we said before, in all sports, man, just not boxing. Shit is changing. Like the speed of the game in every sport is fucking totally different. You know, you can't have kids in a gym doing powerlifting every fucking day or this type of weight. You have to be training them. You're not going to get them super fast, but you have to work on the fast twitch muscles, the agility, and endurance, because dieting. Yeah, but that type of shit now, because everybody's so fucking fast and naturally strong. So just to be able to compete, you can be strong, but that ain't going to do you no good. these trainers today, they don't want that. I mean, you guys like Robert Garcia, they teach fighters also a lot of thinking, strategic thinking in there too. That because a lot of times that could make up for a lack of skills that you have against your opposition. So like if this guy's moving this way, cut that off, throw this, do this. And that's the great thing about boxing. You could be a little behind, but notice the right styles and the right things to do at the right time to win fights.
Agree. Yeah. And also, and they're saying right here that style is beatable. Yes, Damon, I agree. The style
is so fucking funny, Carlos.
They're laughing about our sweaters.
I know.
It's nice to see Carlos back. He's been gone a while.
I know.
But the style is beatable. But if it's so beatable, how come no one's fucking beating him, Damon? Let me tell you why. Discipline. American fighters in the amateur system are not fucking disciplined. You know what? In the Russian style, and I'm not bad-mouthing American amateur boxing. I was a part of it for 17 years, 18 years. But what I'm saying is it's a different mentality. Here we are out for ourselves, right? We're out for ourselves, and we're out to win. We would rather look bad and win than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it with amateur boxing, too, on the United States side, is a lot of them are out for show, flashy.
Yeah, flashy.
Some guys like go back to like the Ricardo Williams and guys like that. They got away with it because of such natural ability.
Well, let me tell you, Ricardo Williams is obscenely fucking talented too.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Just that natural ability. But yeah, these American fighters, I mean, they go in, and then when shit hits the fan,
there's no answer.
Fight, they got no answer.
What'd you say? What'd you say before? No A, B, C, and D plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
But let me tell you about the Russians and Europeans and Japanese. They're only as strong as their weakest link. That's the way they plan themselves. They know they fight by themselves. But when they train as a team. They eat as a team. And no one's bigger than the program itself. And you know what? And when those pros go into the pros, they realize they're no bigger than their team itself. Their trainer, they listen to every word that the fucking trainer says.
Yeah. I see now, and I like training by myself. When I trained by myself, I pushed myself and did things.
You were part of an American program just like I was.
Yeah, but I don't want nobody training the way I did. I wanted, like when I went and ran, I pushed myself because I wanted to say in my head that nobody's training as hard as I am. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. And that's I'm gonna be one up come fight night.
Yeah.
I just think overall that they're training, they're more hungry, and they're learning the sport about the sweet science.
Yeah.
They're learning the sweet science. I think that's what it is.
I agree.
And also, a lot of them are fucking naturally gifted too. I mean, some of the most naturally gifted fighters, Lomachenko, for instance. But I mean, I think it's more than that too. These guys are they're good. They're good. I mean, hanging out with your teammates and eating with them and running with them is not gonna make you slip a right hand.
No.
Or counter with the left hook.
But you're in unison with your team when you're learning how to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your mind, but your mind is open to learning that when you're working as a team. When you're working by yourself, who's going to show you that? How are you going to learn? Because you're not listening. Like this. Like today, I was watching Bivol in the ring. Some of the things he was doing. Fighting out of a very fucking wide stance. Very, very wide stance, right? And why is that? Because he doesn't like contact.
Yeah.
Part of the Russian style. They love giving it, but they don't like getting hit back. So the guys will fight out of that big, wide stance, and the power.
That's surprising too, though, because a lot of your Eastern European, Russian, Ukrainians
don't care.
They fight. They move, but they don't move. I mean, they keep the hand. They rather block.
But what I think's happened was my opinion. Somewhere early in Bivol's career, he had his bell rung, and he hasn't really recovered from that.
Yeah.
Somewhere he's been hit hard, and I've seen it before. Look at guys like Robert Easter. He fights to that big wide stance because somebody's hurt him. Or in sparring or in competition, and he just never fucking recovered. And they fight out of that big wide stance, and Bivol has that big punch still. But could you imagine how much bigger his punch would be if he was more compact?
Exactly, yeah.
And when we do Technique Tuesday, I want to go over that. I want to show that difference.
Having a wide stance is just bad all around for everything.
Yeah.
In boxing, it's not good.
What coaches do you think are still... You know what, Damon? There are thousands of coaches teaching the right way. I couldn't name them. But I do know I am 100% guys like Joel Diaz is teaching the right way. Yeah. Guys like Rudy Hernandez teaching the way. Antonio Diaz. Robert Garcia. The list goes on and on.
Buddy McGirt.
Buddy McGirt.
I think Buddy McGirt's kind of like what Robert Garcia said to me.
Yeah.
I think he takes these guys and just fine tunes what they already know in their skills. You know what I mean? I don't think Buddy. He may also do a little bit of catching and throwing and shit like that, but I think he kind of just takes that and fine tunes these fighters also. You know, there's a lot of strategy that goes in behind it.
Thank you, Jeanette. Team Great Britain US are they have to produce results to get the funding, which is the wrong way. It's true, Chris. It always has been that way. You have to produce to get the funding. But at what point do you trade your funding for your teams winning or losing or medals? You know what I mean? We haven't. U.S. hasn't been successful in Olympics in since what, 96?
Yeah, but hey, we do get fucked.
2000?
We do get the fuckery a lot of times.
Oh, we do. But you have to admit.
I mean, listen, a lot of them Eastern European guys, they're good, but they get these fights and they win these medals. I mean, look at the weight classes and watch them when you're able to see it on the, you know. Yeah,
you ain't gonna tell me Errol Spence didn't deserve a silver medal. That motherfucker won out his fights.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, but at the same time, there's a lot of fights that we lose, and there are fights that could be won.
Damon, yeah, I think it could be an escape stance, but at the same time, when you have that wide stance like that, you're not generating power. And he has power regardless, but you're not generating the potential power you could have. And also, you can't turn punches over as well from that wide stance. And you can't slip punches from wide stance.
And then if you get a guy moving, you can't really cut him off or keep up with him.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I do like, though, what the Russians do, what the Americans don't do. When the Americans teach boxing, when they very first time a kid, 7, 8 years old, goes in the gym, they teach you to put if you're right-handed, put your left leg forward, your right foot back. But they have you invert that back foot where it's kind of at a 90 degrees. And you walk. And I don't like that. I never have. I mean, that's the way we're all taught. But when you learn to throw that right hand, you're going to have to lift that heel just a little bit and spin it and throw. Now, that doesn't take much time, but it takes that hundredths of a thousandth of a second. But what the Russians do, and the Japanese and the Ukrainians do, they don't invert their foot. They turn it, they curve it in just a little bit, like that. Just a little bit. Now, when they have to turn their punch over, all they got to do is, it's a small movement, the right hand's over. That's why those Russians...
I never heard of anybody teaching you to have your foot.
A little bit. Instead of all the way back, turn it.
No, I'm saying, I agree. I see what you say. I never seen anybody keep their
go back to old Oscar De La Hoya stuff. He'll always have that back foot, and he's kind of sliding along with it, dragging it like a dead leg, you know. And you'll see like a lot of but they'll kind of invert it just a little bit. But what those Russians do is they just lift it and they throw the right hand. That's why the right hand always makes it home faster than the American fighters' right hands. Russia has usually bigger Sergio, but they're a little bit bigger guys. I mean, most of those guys are 147 and higher in Russia.
Yeah.
They're just bigger guys, and they're a lot taller. I have fought about 8 or 9 Russians when I was in the amateurs, and they're all bigger. The whole thing with Lipinets, did you watch Lipinets in Kondo? He looked like an old 15th century ass samurai, didn't he? That old bastard. But I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, though, man. Kondo was a tough motherfucker.
No, he is.
Dude. And Lipinets, he had something for him.
You know what? I didn't think for a minute there I was going... Like, Kondo, he didn't fight out of... where was that? Japan. It was the first time fighting outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, and 36 fights.
Yeah.
Fighting out of the same arena.
Yeah.
In Japan.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, this is going to be like
bad. This is going to go bad.
Yeah, this guy, and if this guy does have natural ability, he's good. He's going to be out of his league.
I thought this is Acelino Freitas all over again.
First 2 rounds, I ain't gonna lie to you. The first 2 rounds I was watching, I changed it for like a round, and then I'm like, because the fight just looked like it was going that way of a stopping.
It did.
And then I turned it back on, man. I couldn't get my eyes off of it. It turned out to be a really good fight.
Yeah, I agree. It was, and I did give it to Lipinets, but it was close.
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, I had Lipinets.
I thought that Japanese guy looked frail as fuck. I thought, oh man, he's gonna get lit up, and that fucker would get hit, he'd come back. But that's what
I've never seen a Japanese person with balding like that.
Dude, he looked like that samurai on that movie. Remember that samurai movie with Tom Cruise? What the fuck was that? Remember the one that was guarding Tom Cruise, the ugly one? He looked like that motherfucker exactly.
Spence, that's a good point, Dave.
Spence has done the same thing because he got his bell rung.
But you notice when he punches, he And some people could get away with that, but he brings that stance closer though. So he gets a lot more torque on his punch. When he throws his punches, he's still not in a wide stance. Yeah. If you go back and watch.
Can I put your green screen on there?
What's that? Yeah, you can put the green screen on if you want. But
James the Ghost.
The Ghost. Kelly let me use that nickname today. The Ghost.
El Fantasma.
Steal your shit, Kelly.
El Cucuy. Dude, if I was a pro, I'd be El Cucuy.
What's that?
That's like a fucking Mexican ghost.
They say El Fantasma.
You know what?
I know, I fought on the Spanish channel.
Chris, you know the Cubans, they have their own thing. They're great amateurs, fucking outstanding. But a lot of the problem is a lot of them don't translate over to pro boxing. And, I mean, for every Rigondeaux, there's 100,000 guys that you never see.
You've seen a lot of guys... okay, for instance, I think Ricardo Williams in the United States, but yeah, when you get over the 200 and some amateur fights,
dude,
it actually is starting to become worse for the fighter than good. They just get to that amateur style, that system, and they cannot break that.
Dude.
And a lot of these guys are trained for that amateur system for years and years, and at critical ages, like at young age where your body's
depleted.
Well, not only that, no, but it's transforming and is getting bigger, but you're wiring that body to fight a certain way, and then by the time you become an adult, now you're trying to start shit over again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you know, these guys, these Cubans, man, they're programmed for the amateur style. Some of these guys don't even have to have 300 fights. They can have 180, but in the gym, they are programmed to fight the amateur style.
But look, the thing is, too, I had 150 fights, so I still feel the effects of it. I got fucking headaches. My hands hurt. I get dizzy. I'm sure you go through all the same shit, too. And you had 42 pro fights.
Hey, yo, Mick, quit ringing that bell.
But what I'm saying is, it's not just the boxing. It's the sparring that takes the toll.
It is.
It's not the fights. It's the sparring. Okay,
the fights are the glamorous part that people see.
I had 154 fights, but I guarantee over 500, 600 sparring matches with with good fucking pros.
These guys, the damage comes, the trauma comes from sparring. That's why they call it gym wars. They say back in Philadelphia, you had to see the gym wars.
Yeah,
I've seen more people get fucked up and knocked out more in sparring than I have in real fights.
Exactly.
And you got to understand, you're sparring. Just say you spar 3 days a week, which is not a lot for most pros.
Yeah,
I was like 3 days a week. But you start off the training camp. You have a 2-3 month camp. You start off 6 days or 6 rounds, 8 rounds. Then you do a whole bunch of 10 rounds. Sometimes 3 days a week. You finish up with like maybe 12 rounds. By the time you got like 500 rounds of sparring in for a championship fight, 500 fucking rounds.
That's a lot, man.
Okay, and you're bringing in this guy for 4 rounds. You're bringing a fresh guy that comes in and he's wailing on you. And another big part, a lot of these guys stick around even after they retire because they can't get out of the gym, and then they end up, that ego, they want to hop in with this young buck or this young buck and spar him, give him a couple rounds, and that's still trauma to the head. Most of the damage in boxing comes from sparring and training.
Yeah.
The fights don't help, but they're just the glamorous part. You're talking about 1 or 2 fights in a year, and you're talking about thousands of rounds you spar in a year. That's where the problem comes.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's so many pros out there. That's the only way they can make a living. People think they don't fight. What do they do with their money? Well, they don't have the money coming in. No, those motherfuckers spar to keep money coming in.
You got some professional sparring partners that make probably more money than your top prospects.
They do.
Ever make.
Did you see the? Have you seen the videos of Shakur Stevens with Lomachenko?
Mm-hmm.
They hired Shakur to come in and work with Lomachenko. I got some video of that, by the way. Some video footage. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, but I'd like to. I like to show the frailty of a silver medalist against
I know some of my sparring partners, man. They were making like what was that, $1,500 a week?
Yeah, but
and that was that was
dude,
like
that's good money. That's
title.
Great fucking money.
$1,500 a week.
Dude, I was fucking. I worked for like 300 or 400 sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes nothing. I get ripped off. I didn't get paid nothing sometimes. Chris said, Do you think that's a psychological thing with the Cubans? I get the impression that they're very content, lazy. They get content, lazy when they come here, Chris. When they come to the U.S., when they're there, it's just the way they train on the style.
They ain't got time to get lazy. Their fucking trainers are on
them.
Cubans.
But those trainers have been training the same way for hundreds of years. They know no other way. Yeah. There is no progression. But what happened is they come here and they fight in a style we're not familiar with. But what's going to happen? These American fighters are going to adapt, and we're going to adapt to that style. And there's going to be trouble when they still adapt.
Well, I don't think we have to adapt much in the pros. I mean, you don't have many Cuban
that are but I'm talking about the amateurs. They're going to adapt too. Eventually, they're going to figure that system out.
You get somebody in there that will show them that will take the time and do it.
Yeah, and Alicia, let us know did you submit them under our name? If you do, if you need help getting credentials, let me know. I know the producer of that show, so I'll hook you up. I think we got to go upwards for some of these cleansers.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's why I was saying go back, because sometimes I don't think it's going.
Yeah. The Cubans get distracted by them. It's true, Carlos. They do. I mean, you get me some of that Peruvian marching powder and some Peruvian marching powder and some fucking pussy. You know, that's you don't think about fighting.
Some of them booties be banging
in Cuba and or in Miami. You know what I mean? Look at Jason Bailey broke a fucking hip trying to leave there.
I know. They get some pictures on their phones. Them motherfuckers are in those little boats, the canoes, trying to get over to that booty.
Bailey hasn't been able to clean his nose in years.
Bailey's probably not even in fucking Miami. He's probably like on the outskirts.
No, he's in the
outskirts saying that he's in Miami, like he does with everything.
No, he's probably like he's in Boston or whatever now. But I'm saying that dude hasn't had a septum in years. You know what I mean? Broken hip and no septum. He can run a handkerchief through both sides of his nose. That CTE question is a good one. What does cocaine? Hashtag that but the sparring is the toughest part. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it is. Gym wars but it's for work. But a lot of times, part of that work is them opening up and testing themselves out, because what these guys are doing, they're working on new things, and you can't always half-ass new things. You're gonna have to see sparring.
Yeah,
it's work. I understand, but a lot of these guys, they're gonna have to see how this works.
But sparring, in amateurs, sparring and the pros though is mainly coming down to. You get guys that fight like your opponent.
Yeah, what works and what don't work.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want. You want to get who's going to resemble the guy you're fighting, and so that way you could work on shit from that point.
I've seen a lot of. I worked with Spadafora for a few years, and Spadafora wouldn't bring me in all the time just because I had the style of an opponent. It's because I can fucking punch, and that's sometimes he was just trying to get ready, get built for punching, get his face strong, because he would, instead of wearing the full face headgear, he would wear the open face headgear, and he started strengthening his face. Yeah. And that was the first time I ever heard that. He said, what he's doing is getting toughened up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know who told him that.
It's true. Well, I've heard Joe Grusso say the same thing, though.
Anything you're going to damage.
But it's with anything. You're going to get... Well, no, this is early on in sparring.
We had a guy at the gym used to bang his face off the fucking floor.
What do Japanese boxers do better? Really nothing. It's just the discipline. That what they do better than American fighters is how they live outside of the ring.
Who?
Japanese fighters. They don't really do anything better. It's the way they live outside the ring.
The Asian guy, just look. I mean, look at them. Look at their population and their citizens over in Japan and the people that live in China, Japan. They're thin. I mean, how many fat ones do you see besides the sumo wrestlers?
Well,
they take care of themselves. I mean,
well, not just that. They're not hitting the nightlife. You know what I mean? They live pretty Spartan.
And you go to a Chinese restaurant.
Perfect, dude. Those Japanese, they got money. They spend things like crazy.
But we'll just use a Chinese restaurant for instance. You go there, we go to a buffet and eat all the shit they got there. But you ever see a person that works there? They're sitting there eating rice noodles and
fucking green leaves.
Yeah, wonton soup. They ain't got none of that shit on their plate. They ain't got no.
We got some YouTube clips.
How's Spadafora doing? Talked to him lately, praying he can get his. I haven't talked to him in a few years, Ryan. Kelly kept up with him more than I have lately.
Yeah, he's got some YouTube questions.
Go ahead.
Champ Ross wants to say he's got a question for Kelly and a question for you, James. He said, Kelly, who are the best sparring partners you brought in that you thought gave you the best work over your career? And James, Champ Ross also wants to know, who are some names you fought during your amateur career that ended up having a good pro career?
Okay, go ahead, Kelly.
I would say, obviously, Austin Trout. Jesus Gonzalez, and Richard Pearson were my 3 guys. You know, and I had a kid, Teddy Mueller, who I sparred with mainly for like the Miranda fight, and I kept him in we kept him for the Taylor fight, but we brought him in usually the last 3 rounds because he just came in and threw hundreds of punches. But yeah, those guys, you know, obviously Austin Child, you can see how good he is. But
Darnell Boone, good.
Oh my God, yeah, Darnell Boone. But Darnell, you know, towards the end there, he came back for a little while, but Darnell was doing his own thing.
Yeah.
You know, he was fighting big names and everything else, and he was also getting picked up for training camps to spar other people. So
yeah,
you know, Darnell was he was just starting to make himself pretty big.
In my amateur career, I fought out through the late 80s and most of the 90s, so it was deep. The amateur program is deep. I fought Daniel Peralta, who is ranked among some of the best amateurs in the world as an amateur. I fought David Diaz, U.S. Olympian. I fought, shit, you asked me too soon. Fernando Vargas, everybody knows Fernando. Fought Fernando. I fought... There's James Webb.
Yeah.
Tony Hanshaw. Antonio Diaz.
That's a big name, man.
Yeah. What's this?
Okay, he didn't say go through the whole.
No, I'm trying to think of some of the better guys.
240 fights.
No, I'm trying to think of some of the better guys. Well, the tall.
Those are pretty good fucking names.
Yeah, the tall guys, the tall brothers. Fucking
Palak. Arthur Palak.
Arthur and David Palak. Yeah. I only fought David. But they're like 6'5".
Yeah. Well, Arthur was 6'6".
Yeah.
And I think the other one was like 6'3".
Yeah.
6'2".
My first big fight was in 91. I fought Sergio Reyes, who was a U.S. Marine, and he won the bronze medal in 92 Olympics. Let me tell you.
Booter beat the shit.
Let me tell you a story about this kid. I won't get on this, but I haven't been knocked out much or beat up very much. But this fucking guy hit me so hard. I heard an ambulance in my brain. He hit me, and when he hit me, they stopped. He hit me like right away, and they stopped the fight right away. And I said, "No, I'm good." They said, "Dude, you were knocked out. Like you were standing there out." And he was fucking amazing. But yeah, that was a beating. What level did you get to?
I'm sorry to tell you that, but yeah, James McClendon, my buddy, who fought Jason Eagle Watson all the time.
Yeah,
he went to the Goodwill games. When I won the PAL tournament.
Yeah,
he fought Sergio Reyes and they boxed the shit out of him.
Yeah,
but then he ended up losing. I forget who he lost to. I think Eagle Watson.
So what level did you get to? I was a 4-time national champ. I won the All Army title 4 times. I won the national silver gloves. I was an alternate for the '94 Goodwill games. I did a lot. I had a good career. I mean, I wasn't the best. I'm not gonna say that. I was a B-level amateur, I guess. There was some guys in California that were amazing. You know what I mean? And Texas.
But yeah, look at the people you fought.
Oh, I know, but I know that there are guys out there much better. So I have nothing. I look back and I always believe I was a better trainer and better coach than I was fighter.
Yeah. No, there's a good question here.
Darnell might be the most.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Underrated.
Ryan, I'm going to tell you where. Well, you know what? I'm going to watch how I say it because I'm not here to stir shit up.
Yeah.
But I know where the fall of Darnell Boone becoming not a journeyman, but bait, and becoming a gatekeeper. I know where that all started at, and unfortunately, you know, Darnell would have started off with somebody who would have took the time and cared. He probably could have had one of the best careers. I mean, you've seen what he did on short notice fights and everything else.
Yeah.
But you know, he didn't know. He was a kid from coming off, you know, the streets. He was doing good for himself and getting himself right. And they say, "Hey, you want to fight this guy and for this amount? Hey, you want to fight this guy for this amount?" Yeah. The next thing you know, your record is not good. It's probably you're going to have to win every fight, maybe 70 of them in a row to have a chance of, you know, getting the promoters and whatnot. So yeah. I know exactly where it all went wrong, unfortunately. But he, you know what, he is one of just all you got to do is go back, look. Look at his fight with Adonis Stevenson. Look at his fight with Andre Ward. Look at his fight with a lot of them guys. And look what he did only on a couple weeks' notice.
That's true. They said, what was the one thing about your amateur career you didn't like, Kelly?
Man, I didn't like winning. I did not like winning in the Nationals. James obviously knows this too. Because when you win in the Nationals, you got to fight sometimes 5 days in a row.
It's hard for 5 days.
So you got to make fucking weight
5 days
every day. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, there were some tournaments that I hated being good. Like I did. Like I was sitting there, especially the under-19s, which was my best.
Over in Marquette, right?
Yeah, my best performance, man. I went there, and Paul Malignaggi was the one who was seeing me fight.
He won there too, right?
Yeah. And dude, I was a miserable fuck after the third day. Dude. And everybody's looking at me like, dude, you're whooping everybody's ass. You're stopping these dudes. And I'm going, I feel like fuck you. You don't even know, man.
No.
I was fighting 147.
Not to mention
6'1", 147.
Yeah. And not to mention you're in those shitty ass fucking dorms in Marquette with no air conditioning in the middle of summer. Dude, it's just miserable.
Yeah.
And what I didn't like most about the amateurs was cutting weight. I really didn't like cutting weight. I didn't like having to cut weight constantly.
Yeah. But it wasn't as bad as, I was worried about that.
Well, for me,
it wasn't as bad for like me making weight 160 in the pros, how like the part that it came to, because when you get to the pros, you got to make See, the amateurs, if you had just a little struggle to make weight, you do that little struggle and you fight that weight class. Yeah. If you had like a hard struggle, you're fucking moving up, man. Like, look, dude, listen, but you're moving up. You're getting there.
But national tournaments or big tournaments, you can't do that struggle. You have to be on.
No, that's why. That's what I'm saying.
Like I was getting for a ringside in Lenexa.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dying to make 147. My body's telling me you're not 139. Your body's not 139. You're 147, cowboy. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 139.
Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from that. I mean, it sucked. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm going to when you're in the pros and it's a matter of millions of dollars or number one ranking spot.
Oh yeah, that's way different.
And you come into training camp and you're the contender at 160, but you're fucking walking like 183 because every camp is different. You can't control what your body does. And you come into training camp 185 and you got to lose fucking 25 pounds at 6'2". You know what I mean? As we're in the amateurs, if that was the case, I would say fuck it.
Yeah.
If I had to lose 8 pounds, that'd be kind of like, well, you know what? I'm probably going to move up.
Yeah.
If it was 3 pounds, then but then again too on that though. But every day though, you had to make sure.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's why I didn't like it. Fucking sit there in the cups in the morning, fucking spitting. You walk down. Yeah, I remember the hall.
Garlic. Chewing on garlic cloves to spit in the cup.
I don't know where it was where you had to weigh in, but you like on a flight of steps that go down.
Yeah.
And every fighter is fucking sitting on them, and it's early in the morning, and everybody's got a fucking cup right below them, gumming it, and it smelled like fucking morning breath and bed and everything else nasty.
Dude, I was using diuretics. I was using whatever I could. I was shitting myself all night, on that, and then trying to put Pedialyte just so I wouldn't get sick. It said, what should be done to bring the USA amateur program back to par? Easy, funding. You got to fund officials. You got to fund. There's some great people involved with the USA boxing program. The problem is the funding's not there anymore like it used to be in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s.
And it all starts with the home gyms, too. I mean, because even with guys like Al Mitchell, he usually gets these guys, who's an unbelievable Olympic coach and trainer.
Great coach.
Don't get me wrong on that. And I'm sticking up for him. Even when he gets these guys, they're still fairly young, but most of them are already developed when he gets them. You know what I mean? So I think it all starts with the gyms too. The local gyms and where these guys train at, and how they're being taught to fight.
YouTube question. They want to know, Kelly, how were you found by Top Rank? Was it word of mouth, or they scout you in the end?
Scouted, actually. Cameron Duncan, who he was big with Top Rank, but he was independent. He worked for all promoters. He was an agent.
Yeah.
And man, he scouted me and he kept an eye on me for like a year and a half. And then that's when the decision came. He didn't talk me out of not going pro because I was only 17 when I signed.
You were looking at the Olympics, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I was only 17 when I signed the contract. But we sat down and he talked and he gave us some of the realistic shit that could happen. And after I beat the shit out of Anthony Hanshaw, didn't beat him, but I won convincingly, and they gave him the fight.
Anthony was a beast.
And they gave Hanshaw the fight in the Olympic trials. I was up 10-7 going into the last round. 10-7, I was up because they used to bring you to score in between rounds in the Olympic trials, and I go to the last round, man. We went to war. I mean, we both landed probably, I say, equal the same amount of punches, but I actually almost dropped him, and they didn't give him a standing 8 count, and which really didn't make a difference because he goes by points, and they did not give me one fucking point that last round. And he ended up beating me 13-10.
The problem is
they did not give me 1 point.
How the fuck did they not give you?
I don't know.
The amateur program, they're known for doing that. If they make their pick early on who they want to go to the Olympics,
exactly.
and that's who's going to the Olympics.
Hanshaw has been around in the program. I was only 17, and usually what they like to do
Hanshaw was already 20 years old.
Yeah, 23 or 22.
22, yeah.
They like to give the people that have been there, kind of like get them in, get them out, give them they earn their right, and then they figured I'm 17, I'm going to at least be around another 4 years. And so what we kind of sat down and talked about before I signed the contract was like this. I'm going, well, don't you think it would be better? And kind of at the same time, he goes, dude, he's like, you got an offer from one of the top 2 biggest promotional companies in the sport. And what's to say you stick around another 4 years? Besides injuries and anything else, and the same thing happens to the Olympic trials again 4 years from now. Because once you lose the Olympic trials, you're done. And so you sit around another 4 years, you lose out on money. You may not get signed by the same promotional company or you may just get some fucking crop of kids coming up that are just ruthless and I ain't winning shit. Yeah. I ain't winning no national tournaments, nothing. So you take it while it was there. And but Cameron Duncan, obviously, notorious agent.
The signing bonus looked tasty too, didn't it?
Oh fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Well, Cameron Duncan has an eye for talent. I think pound for pound, he might have been the best scout in boxing at one time, or even basically,
by far.
That dude could see talent a mile away that other people didn't see.
Yep. He knew he had an angle for every reason.
Who was your amateur rival, Kelly? Damon wants to know.
Oh, I have to say, I'd have to say from Philadelphia, Nazim Richardson's kid.
Rock or Tiger?
No,
Tiger. Or
Michael
Rock?
Dargan.
Okay.
He was calling Sharp, too sharp.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his real kids.
Yeah, I'd have to say probably him because I fought him twice.
Yeah.
Obviously, Darnell Wilson.
Darnell was tough, man.
Who I beat. Actually, I ruined it. I spoiled Darnell Wilson was going for the record. I think it was 5 straight U.S. championships. And, man, not only did I beat his ass, I beat him like 22-12. And it should have been more than 22. So, but I fought him again in Olympic trials, and I beat him. But it was a lot tougher fight.
Yeah.
So,
I had two. I had 2 rivals. One was Daniel Peralta. I fought that fucking kid 4 times, and he was amazing in all 4 fights. It was a great fight. And Augie Sanchez was another one. I could never just fucking pin this kid fucking down. He was so good.
Augie beat Mayweather.
Yeah, Augie. The first time I fought Augie was we were like 10 years old, and he beat me like I owed him, like I stole from his grandma. But the fucking guy is solid. I beat him when I was 13, and he beat me again. You know, and just a good fight.
Did he beat Mayweather in Olympic trials the year before?
He beat Floyd, yeah. But he beat Floyd when they were like 16. But he was the one guy that I always wanted to knock the fuck out. He was so good.
Yeah.
And then as a pro, he just didn't pan out.
I got to hang out. Augie Sanchez took me.
Top rank, Jim?
No, I went to Pat Berry's for a little while when Top Rank wanted me away from Jack. And I trained with Pat Berry for a little bit, and Augie Sanchez was like he was married to Pat Berry's daughter, and he took me running and everything out there.
He's a good guy. April wants to know, what are you wearing? We're wearing Christmas sweaters.
What's so funny about our sweater?
What was your feelings about Jermaine Taylor leading up to your match with him? Last question, we got to call Brandon.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was at my opportunity. Jermaine Taylor was a great fighter. I mean, he beat the man twice who set all records in the middleweight division that nobody has yet still broke. And Bernard Hopkins, and he had some controversial fights, but they were against fairly good guys. I mean, Ricky Wright, everybody respects. Going in there, I thought I was on top. You have to understand, coming off that Miranda fight, when everybody told me that I couldn't beat Miranda, and Miranda was the most feared fighter in boxing, and not only did I beat Miranda, but I beat the shit out of him and stopped him with 7. So I was really confident going into that fight. Not cocky, by no means, but I was very confident. And I didn't think anybody was going to beat me. You know what I mean? And you can see how hard I trained for that fight, because even after I got dropped, I was able to come back the next round and throw 98 punches. So,
Is it plugged in? Everything plugged in?
I don't know about the.
Is the light on?
Now it's on. All right, guys, we're running late on our call, but we're going to go ahead and call Brandon Rios. If you guys got your questions, go ahead and get them ready. Now let's see if Brandon don't tell us to fuck off because we're late.
You totally forgot.
I called him. Shit, why am I calling on FaceTime? Hold on. I called on FaceTime by accident. There we go.
Hello, hey, hello.
Brandon Rios.
What's up? I forgot about this interview today.
Oh, man.
You listen, Vato. You're on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
Man, Kelly Perry, what's up, dude?
What's going on, boo?
Like, yeah. Nah, hey, dude, I totally forgot about it. Sorry about that, man. I totally forgot about that.
Don't worry. Don't let it happen again, Brandon. Don't let it happen again.
About that. I just had so many things going on.
How you feeling, bro?
I feel good. I feel really good. Just here, it's just training, and that's it, man. Just training.
All right. You able to talk for a few minutes?
Yeah, do it right now. Yeah, you know, I just like I said, I totally forgot about it.
Sound like I interrupted you doing something.
Probably taking a big old
Yeah,
shit.
well, I have my kids. Man. Right now, I have fucking. They're in karate right now, so I'm in karate right now.
Oh, there you go. You should learn some of that karate.
Knock them out.
Yeah. So I mean, anyways, yeah. No, we were talking about what you got coming up.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, they're talking about December, possibly the 16th in Mexico City against Canelo's brother. I think it's Roman Alvarez or Ramon Alvarez, something like that.
Okay.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then next year, sometime we're going to try to get the Danny fight, but we don't know yet. We're working on things, and I'm just letting my lawyer handle it for me right now. So
Yeah,
that's what we're doing right now.
I don't blame you. We were just talking about Facebook the other day that I bet you if you go in Oxnard, I bet you Angel don't go into Oxnard talking the same shit that he does.
Yeah, what happened?
I said I bet when we were talking on Facebook the other day, and I said I bet you Angel Garcia don't go into Oxnard talking the same shit he does.
Like, what do you say?
Oh, you know how Angel just talks shit at all the press conferences and stuff? I said I bet he won't talk that same shit in Oxnard.
It's alright, man.
Yeah.
Then talking to him when the fight's for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody can talk shit, but when it comes to the fight, you know, that's what matters. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. He's just trying to play mind games. You know, that's what it always comes down to. Boxing's a mind game.
Yeah.
If you can psych the other guy out, before the fight, you win.
Yeah, that's very true.
It was him that fucked your car up and
Yeah, I know. You know, I was thinking back a little bit about being out there training. I remember you always fucking with my car and shit like that. So I was thinking about.
That wasn't me because I knew you would bring the snakes in and shit like that.
No, seriously.
That wasn't me.
No, Vato, but listen, I was seriously thinking like coming out, visit Robert and everything, and find out like the schedule when you're training with him. And I was just going to hang out in the parking lot for a little bit. I got these new bricks, pretty sturdy. So I was gonna, you know.
he parks his car on the inside. He has that yellow car, that yellow.
Oh, that's fucking right. Yeah, we'll give him the move.
You have that yellow. What's that thing called? You have that yellow car?
No, I got rid of it.
Oh,
you know,
did you?
I wasn't really using them that much. I was in my gas shop, so I wasn't really using it. So I had to get a 7-seater because I got kids, so I got an Escalade.
I'm surprised Ricky didn't try to buy it on a homie deal, that cheap fucker.
Nah, I got rid of it, man. I got rid of it.
Hey, so how's it?
I had to get a minivan. I'm a soccer mom now.
A Volkswagen or a... That's crazy.
How's it going? How do you feel training back in Oxnard now? A lot more comfortable?
Oh yeah, man, I feel good and all that, but it was just drive, man. The drive back and forth from Van Nuys, you know, it's only like an hour away. But sometimes the traffic, just that traffic jam, and you just sit there for longer.
Wow. Oh yeah. You know that's a 2-hour drive from Oxnard to Van Nuys in traffic. You know.
Yeah, because you know I had to train early in the morning, and then I had to leave like I wasn't really getting my training, you know what I mean? Because it was like I had to leave so fast because I had to come back to my kid.
Yeah.
Because my wife, she still works. My wife works, and then my in-laws all work, and my brother-in-law works, and you know I don't have no family here, so I have no way to pick up my kids in case something happens.
Yeah.
And my wife works on Santa Paula, which is like 15, 20 minutes away from Oxnard, and I'm over here like all the way in Van Nuys, and my kids have to go to school in Camp Rio.
Okay.
So it'd be hard to get to them if in case any accident.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. And, you know, people don't think about that. You know, a lot of people, they worry about, oh, you know, this and that, but they don't think about the little things that you guys are humans and have a life too, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know, I'm a family man. You know, my babies come first for anything. So there's days that I couldn't go training over there because I had to take care of some things here. So, you know, it worked out better, you know, just to train right here in my city where I was at before.
Yeah, that's just tough, man. It's demanding. Hey, Brandon, we got some questions on here for you too. We got people that want to know some answers. It says, Brandon, how long are you looking to stay fighting? Do you have a set number of fights left in your head?
I was gonna be done with it after the Bradley fight, but you know what? I thought about it. You know, I'm so young in the game. You know, I'm barely 31.
Yeah.
At the age 35, you know, I can't want to call it quick. This time I really need to hang up the gloves. Age 35. I've been doing it all my life. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. So, I think at age 35, I'm done.
That's a good age. They also want to know, Damon Martinez wants to know, what is your favorite fight? What was your favorite fight, Brandon? What was the best fight you ever fought? The best you ever felt? Who was your favorite fight?
My favorite fight was when I saw Alvarado the first time, and then when I saw Anthony Peterson, and when I saw Bonantion. Those were good fights. I think those were my best performance, especially the one with Bonantion.
Yeah.
And Miguel Acosta too.
Yeah.
When I won the WBA title.
I remember that.
I think those were my best performance, and I think the best one was Anthony Peterson.
Bro, I saw the Urbano-Antion fight, and you know Urbano is still salty to this day about that fight for some reason, isn't he? Like.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, Darnell Boone, stay on, man. We're gonna ask you some questions in a little bit.
But yeah, you know, Urbano is still salty about that knockout. You know, I saw that. I thought you looked awesome in that fight, Brandon.
Which one?
In Urbano-Antion. I said Urbano is still salty about that fight.
Yeah, that was you know, it was just how to do it, man. You know, because everybody was doubting me and he was doubting me and all that, but they thought I was not going to do that too. So I had to prove a point. I had to do that. Not only that, but he mentioned my wife's name to it, so it kind of pissed me off. So I'm glad that I knocked him out the way I knocked him out.
You were a thorn in Rudy Hernandez's side twice in your career, huh? At Urbano's fight, you were a thorn in Rudy Hernandez's side for 2 fights, weren't you?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah. Hey, we got another question for you, homie. Jake Fonts wants to know who hit the hardest out of anyone you fought.
I can say the only one that I could say that really wobbled me was Alvarado the second fight. You know, I stunned him, he stunned me. You know, I got a little wobble. I think it was the second round, third round. I honestly, when I fought Pacquiao, I didn't really feel his punches. It was just the community of the punches that he threw that landed on me. But other than that, I didn't really feel his punches. The awkward style that he had, it was crazy. The quickness, yes. But I think so far was Alvarado.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you saying that when you fought him, it was like fighting a fucking octopus. You know what I mean? His punches, hands were all over the place.
I could imagine.
Yeah, I felt like I fought on octopus. It was like arms going like everywhere, man. It was like, I was like, and then I was like, really, an octopus? I sound like a bitch right there when I said octopus.
No, it's true, man. There's guys like that. You know, a lot of people are talking about, you know, they're big on Mikey right now, on Mikey Garcia and everything. But this is shit that you've known from the very beginning of you coming up, watching him come up, how good he was going to be. You know?
Oh, yeah. But Mike Garcia, I already knew that, you know. I sparred with the guy, and I tell you the same shit from today. I have sparred a lot of people. I sparred Sugar Shane Mosley. I sparred Antonio Margarito. I sparred some other guys in the gym. I brought Pete in. I spar. I forgot the other fool's name. I forgot his name. I think about it. But I spar some good guys.
Yeah.
And the only punch I really felt is Mikey.
Wow.
I'm not saying that because he's my boy. I'm not saying that he's not my boy, not like that. I'm saying it because I really mean it. When he throws a punch, I feel it.
Yeah.
Because he's very precise and persistent with his punch. He doesn't waste a punch. When he lands it correctly. You know, I knew he was going to be a good guy. I knew he was going to be something big. I even told him that a long time ago when I first started the first time. My first game, I was like, bro, you're going to be something big a while.
Yeah.
Keep up to the work, you'll be something big. And look where he's at now.
True. And you know, a lot of people, they don't give you credit for the way you're fighting on the inside. And we were talking on a show about 4 or 5 shows ago, and I was talking about you're a genius on the inside. People don't see it, that unless you really know boxing, the way you move on the inside, you're not getting hit very solid. Even when you are getting hit, you're not getting hit solid. You're deflecting about 90% of those punches. And they don't see that, you know?
Yeah. The reason why I learned how to throw with the punches too is because when Johnny Southgate was here with Robert, he told me it's like when the punch comes, you move with your head with the punch. You roll with the punch.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're going to land, but it's not really landing. And that's why I learned that a lot from him. And then the inside game, I learned a lot of inside game growing up watching Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. So, you know, and I did practice it very well, and I practiced with my dad. Always constantly on my ass practicing that. And it just came to be my game.
I seen that you copied a little bit from me too, though. I noticed some of your defense style you took from me. I'm not mad.
I copied the gayness with Kelly Patterson.
Stop it. Nah, that's all right. I mean, that's cool, man. That's an honor. I appreciate it.
But yeah, like,
it's just learning the techniques and not only that, but now. Because my last performance, I got shot with the body shot by Bradley. That should have never happened like that. I get so much credit about that shit and everything, but
yeah.
It was my fault because I wasn't in the gym. And before that fight, they told me about that fight, and of course I was gonna take it because the money was right. So of course I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not gonna get an opportunity to fight like this with this amount of money. So I took that fight within 2 months, dude. 3 months. I was literally 195.
Wow.
Going into that gym.
Wow. I remember that. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this because you're my homie, but I could tell that fight, man, something wasn't right. You know what I mean? That wasn't Brandon Rios that night. And I'm not just saying that. I'm being honest. I mean, I think anybody who's seen me fight before knows that wasn't Brandon Rios that night. So.
No, man. Like I'm saying, and what kind of messed me up too a lot was I did the exercise back. Yeah. I suggested this way in Vegas. Because it took me 5 weeks just to start burning weight off me. And then after I got to that day, I was still 5-6 pounds over when I got to Vegas 2 minutes before the fight day. And it took me I had to do asphalt bath. I was running day of weigh-ins. I did 4 or 5 asphalt baths. I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I ran all the way to day of the weigh-in, dude. And I was still overweight. And my body was just shit. It was done. That was the worst I ever felt.
And Brandon, there's another question for you. They want to know they want to know something about you that no one knows, that they've never heard before. I don't know. I'm reading the questions.
That nobody knows. I don't know, man. What do you know?
I don't know. Sure.
I don't know. I don't
they
know.
Want to know something about
I don't know either. They know that Kelly Patterson one time was my boyfriend and he touched my penis in his ear.
Oh shit, we know that. He does that with me now. he says it's not as big as Brandon's.
Brandon, you were my first.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
That's why I'm the one that nicknamed you Bam Bam.
That's why I got Bam Bam, because I used to rap him. He's like, damn, Bam Bam, that sounds like your name.
Start calling you Damn.
Oh, shit. No, but when Kelly Patterson did it was a good time, man. Kelly Patterson was crazy with that fucking snake and shit. He was a crazy guy too.
You know that snake that stayed around, it ended up at Roger Romo's house and it froze to death in his house.
Did you still have it or did it die?
No, it died. It froze to death in Roger Romo's house.
Yeah, but Palos started that shit. Palos was the one because all kidding aside, he was the one who started getting my car. And it wasn't even my car. It was Robert's. And they were outside. Yeah, Palos Garcia was writing on it and everything else. So I had to come and put a fucking snake in his bag. They told me that he was afraid of snakes. So
it was a garden snake, but dude, that snake was awesome. So it was nice.
Oh yeah,
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What you call it?
I had a lizard too.
No, it got loose out of the cage, out of the tank at Roger's house, and they couldn't find it. And it was laying in his bed. It froze to death in there, like in the house, because they don't turn the heat on because they're cheap. So it fucking died, and they found the snake all dead. They're all sad and everything. That snake was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. That snake was awesome too. I remember you bring that shit out to the gym. I'm like, hell no. It was small, but it looked big to me.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, homie, we're gonna cut you off here.
Let you get back to your family.
Get back to your family. We're gonna get you back on too after the fight. I got your number. We got your number now too. I'll stay in touch with you, man. I miss your ass. I gotta get out and see you sometime.
Yeah, well, stay in touch with me and keep up with me, and we'll talk. We'll chat soon. Once I find out a day, I'll text you and we can chat up out there.
Maybe we'll come out for the fight.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm very nice too. I'm down too. Whatever floats the boat, I'm down.
All right, homie. That sounds good. Thanks for coming on.
We appreciate it.
We'll be in touch with you.
All right, buddy.
All right, bro.
Thank you, bro. Bye.
All right.
Hey, can you help me with our computer went down?
All right, but Darnell, listen, we gotta get you on. We can't next week because we're doing
Technique Tuesday.
Technique Tuesday. But the week after, Darnell, we gotta get you on. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you about your career and fuck, bro, all the guys you fought.
We talk about you every other week anyway.
Well, dude, Youngstown boy.
Well, we do. We talk about Darnell all the time.
Yeah.
And like we never got him on the show. You know what I mean?
You gotta tell like all these people that he's Youngstown.
He's one of the better fighters out of here. A lot of they don't get credit for.
I think, yeah.
He don't get credit for it, like being one of the better fighters from this area. When you think of great fighters, they bring up, you know who they bring up, fucking. But you and Royo and Lampkin, but you know, but Darnell's up there. Darnell hits harder than all of them.
Does. Well, all of them but one.
But the Kelsey.
I love Darnell, but these hands.
These hands in a Christmas sweater.
Darnell could pop.
I've heard. That
motherfucker hit me in sparring a couple of times where I had to check my feet.
Didn't he drop Andre Ward?
Yeah, he did. Brutal uppercut. It was right hand uppercut.
Is it going back on? Thank you. Yeah, we have this little issue here with I was playing with a computer like an asshole and I fucked it all up.
But yeah, Darnell, so if you hear that, not this upcoming, not today, not next week, but the week after, I'll text you through Facebook or whatnot and get you on the show if you don't mind coming on.
Hey, Sergio wants to shout out, Kelly.
Sergio
Carano wants a shout out from you.
Sergio Carano, what up, homie?
And thank you, Jeanette. She's saying we look adorable in our sweaters.
Oh, that's well, we gotta go all the way back down, I think.
I'm trying to work this thing. I don't know how. Oh. Just let me know I'm in Youngstown. Darnell's in Youngstown.
All right. Maybe we'll get him in studio.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I hope so. Tell him, does he have your number?
I'll message him through Facebook.
Okay. Whoop Canelo's brother. Let me tell you something, guys, about Canelo's brother in Vegas. Him and Roger had they traded some words. That was funny.
Who would have thunk? Who
would have thunk that Roger and Canelo's brother was gonna throw putazos and fucking...
What are you laughing at, Joe?
Is that Joe Getzy?
Yeah.
Where did the nickname Bam Bam come from? We'd love to see you in Marquez. Any reason? They had a lot of the Bam Bam stuff.
Yeah, guys, listen, we know we try to keep up with the questions.
But they're moving really fast, guys.
Yeah, they move, and I got some of them out there too, Brandon. But when we're on there, I know it's hard, and we're trying to figure it out. But we're trying to get you guys to be able, to answer your questions for the guest.
Yeah.
And we're also still trying to talk to the guest, and everything's moving quick. But we'll eventually have them written down. Or
a lot of times, guys, if you send us your questions in advance, we can ask them. But a lot of times, I go to what I see, and the screen's moving quick. And a lot of it just too many questions. We're getting
but that's a good point though. Yeah, if you could keep sending them in advance, that way we could have them, and we could mainly just make the interview asking questions because the show is for the fans.
It's for the fans. And Sergio says, "Remember me from the Cavelli Center, Kelly at WWE?" A lot of people there.
I do. I remember.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, he stopped Stevenson. Yeah, he did. And but like I'm saying, Brandon is just one of those guys that you can't help but like. And people give Brandon a hard time, like, oh, he's a punching bag. That pisses me off because the people who say that, I don't think they really have a grasp on boxing. Does he get hit? Yeah, he gets hit because that's the kind of guy he is. There's just those fighters that like to get hit. But on the inside, now I want you guys to remember this. I want you to go back and watch a Brandon Rios fight. And I want you to watch him on the inside and see how good he really is on the inside. This fucking guy, he uses his head and he bounces off your shoulders and he'll make you miss.
He taps you, he hits, he knows what he's doing. Watch it, he's always placing himself too.
Yeah. And and if he gets you hurt, you ain't gonna find too many guys that can finish you.
He slides that fucking uppercut almost up his chest too.
Oh, right up into your chin.
Yeah, right up into the chin, but he comes like across.
And he's not sharp. He bludgeons you like he's hitting you with a mallet. You know what I mean?
He's another one, in a little different style. Well, a lot different style than Sean Porter, but he's another one that's constantly in your chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And throwing a lot of punches and tires you, wears you down. Like Brandon Rios is another one. And I say this, like if you're fighting Brandon Rios, man, you better know that your ass is in great shape and that you can go a hard 12 rounds. You got to know that.
Yeah. Crystal says, "I love you, Kelly." Crystal Romsberg.
Ah, thank you.
Who wins, Wilder versus Joshua? I got Joshua.
I take Wilder.
I'm going to take Joshua.
I think Joshua tires. Again, he tires too easy, too quickly.
Yeah.
And he don't tire over like throwing a lot of punches for 4 or 5 rounds like most people. He throws a big flurry in a round and he's pretty much blew his load. And he's done for the fight.
Well, I think him taking a few pounds off will remedy that too.
He's still going to have that muscle. And I think that he's going to have to throw more punches and he's going to have to be more active against the Wilder.
Yeah.
As soon as Wilder hits him too, the nerves, he's going to get tense. Everything, the shit's going to hit the fan.
Exactly, Damon. He does have great side to side on the pocket. People don't see that. They see him just getting hit. But when he's getting hit, he's not getting hit solid. He is deflecting most of them shots. That's why he's not being knocked out. I think Bradley was the only one to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we said, that was, I don't think that was, again, I'm going on, I'm not making an excuse. I mean, I'm telling how it is.
It wasn't bad.
That's another thing. Everybody goes, oh, fighter, you guys make excuses. Hey, listen, sometimes shit fucking happens. And when a fighter says something, you can tell when something's an excuse and when something ain't an excuse. And that night, Brandon never fucking quit, never gave up. It's not him. And you know damn well that night. But going back to the Wilder.
Damon said stop it, Kelly.
But again, go back to the Wilder Joshua too. It's not so much that I wouldn't bet Wilder in that fight. So don't get me wrong on that either. Like if somebody goes, hey, you're going to put money on that fight. I'll be like, no. Because anything can happen. I'm just saying if I was to choose, in my opinion, I think Wilder would win that fight.
Darnell says he got Wilder too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't. I can see why people would pick Wilder. Just the power alone.
Well, why the fuck they say that?
Christy is a sexy bitch. She's cool people. But that's just a straight one punch shootout. I can't see being able to take the other's power through Josh if those 1-2 better for more crisp. I think he'll land first.
Was Daymart love Joshua?
Daymart thinks no. He's talking about Brandon and Bradley. Oh. But you know Brandon. You were a teammate of Brandon's. You know what he was capable of.
Look at his fights with Alvarado. I mean, Alvarado
was
they were wars. Yeah.
Look, Christy inbox me sometime.
Daymart listens to 2 Punchline episodes, and now he knows everything about boxing.
He's your most loyal fan.
He is our most loyal.
He's funny.
Wow, there's good skill set. You really think he has a good skill set, Darnell?
He does. I think now, Darnell, I agree with you on that, but I think the only problem that where he gets sloppy, obviously, is when he gets excited or got somebody hurt. And like all of his skills goes out the window.
Dude,
and I haven't seen many fight like
when
that.
he gets excited, he's like an 18-year-old fucking for the first time. He don't know what to do. He's all over the place, you know?
He is. I mean, and I said that before. I think he's got the quicker hands than any of the heavyweights. But as soon as he gets in a little bit of trouble or something arouses him in that ring, He's fucking
But
everywhere.
I don't see the skill set with Wilder like that. I think if you're shitty when you're excited, you're shitty. You're shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That part of being a boxer is keeping composure. And when you can't keep your composure, you're shitty. You can put chocolate over a piece of shit, and at the end of the day, it's still a piece of shit.
Exactly. That's a little sweeter.
Yep. Miss you too, Christy. Yeah, I mean, they're just...
No, and Daymart, again, Jesus, I can't, fuck.
He's getting frustrated.
What I'm saying is, it's a fight that I am not coming out here, like, guarantee you that Wilder, saying, like, ain't no way fucking Joshua beats Wilder. I'm telling you what I think so far and how a fight would happen.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% convinced. That's why I wouldn't bet on the fucking fight. I'm telling you why I think, though, that Wilder would beat Joshua. Not saying Joshua can't beat Wilder or knock him out. Chances are, with my luck, if I was to bet that fight, Joshua would knock him out in 2 rounds.
I don't know. You're a pretty good bet. You're a good gambler. You hit 20-1 last time.
And you know this.
Hey, but the best thing about Wilder is Breland Amy Green said she's exactly right. Because you know what? He had that Breland jab. Wilder brought that Breland jab that snapped his fucking head off almost with that jab.
When he's setting the tempo and setting the pace, he's got good punches.
Where should the fight play? You know what? The UK is what pays better. I'd fight the UK. You know what? If America is at the point where they don't appreciate boxing monetarily, let the UK handle it. You know what I mean? I'd rather fight for $20 million than $3 million, wouldn't you?
Yeah. All right, you ready? So,
yeah, man.
Are we ready for the fucked up part that we're gonna do today?
All right, guys. We have this today. We ordered this. It is Carolina Reaper. It's supposed to be the hottest sauce in the world.
Hold it up against my shirt.
Hold it up against the shirt. And we are supposed to try this hot sauce, this Carolina Reaper, and we're gonna see how hot this hot sauce really is.
I nicknamed it Sphincter Flexor.
Sphincter Flexor. Let me go see if I have the other things we need. I'll be right back.
And listen, guys, it ain't gonna be much more in about like 4 minutes talking about fucking boxing either. So don't be asking no damn questions after we eat this shit.
Yeah, but we can. Well, Kelly can take it. Kelly likes hot stuff.
Yeah. Water is a big gay black. What the fuck, Dave? Chocolate milk?
That's better. It's milk, though, isn't it?
Shit, I ain't gonna be able to tell coming out the other end. All right. Dude, I've already ate Days of Sanity sauce, so I mean I know this is probably hotter, but once you get to a Days of Sanity sauce, there ain't much. You're going first.
We're at the same time.
No,
same time.
Pour it on yours first, though. I want to see what you do.
Okay. All right.
Oh fuck is so I already regret it, homie. Fuck this.
No, don't be like that. Look at this. I'm doing it. Oh, look. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Don't get you on any nice new sweater.
All right, ready?
Don't try to fuck me over now.
No.
You better take that thing off before you eat it. You're going to be fighting with that while you're...
Oh, bullshit, champ. You ain't got dick on me.
Dude, what a fucking... I'll fight Miranda, but I'm not going to put chili pepper on my fucking chip.
Let me see yours.
Dude, that's a lot.
Uh-huh.
That's not even... I have more than you on there.
No, you do not.
Dude, it covers half
thing, man. Might as well fucking
if this was the Earth, that would be the moon.
Let me see yours.
If this was the Earth, that would be the moon, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but mine sits higher.
His is thick. They're both decent.
Look at... No, that's bullshit. That's a small fucking...
You.
Yeah.
Dude. All right.
You guys are...
Cheers.
Fuck.
Ready? 1.
Justin, hold on. You gotta do it. No.
Do it.
Because it's part of the fucking game plan.
Do it.
No.
Come on, man.
I got a sugar.
Fucking do it.
Dude, come on.
Fuck.
I don't got any milk.
I'm sorry.
You can have some of mine.
Hold on, we gotta get this stuff off.
Yeah, put it on your chip.
I'll take it. Come on.
He said he'll take it.
Oh, he take it.
He has big fucking balls.
That's Justin. Did y'all see that?
James is a floating head eating hot sauce. Yes, I am, Crystal. Ready?
Hiccups coming, April. Fuck, my gallbladder is coming up with it.
1, 2, 3.
My esophagus.
That's it.
Shit's weak as fuck.
It's weak.
The fuck is that shit? I was expecting like have my shit scalding.
Hold on. It's coming.
It's not over.
Hold on.
Sorry.
I think I'll get my money back.
I don't know.
Dude, fuck those people.
Let's try a bigger dose.
Let me see that bottle again.
Let's try a bigger dose because I don't think we got a big dose of that.
Dude, you put that much of Days of Sanity on there, you're
Yeah.
fucking done for tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I don't know. No, it's getting fucking hot, dude. It is a delayed pepper. I think April's right. Wait for it, it says.
I don't know.
Here, put another chip.
That's
You
not-
go ahead and put on another chip.
I will if you do
Okay.
it.
Justin, you ready for another one?
I did 5 times as much as both of you.
You didn't do 5 times. You did like one time.
Oh, much. I took some off of my chip.
Yeah, he took some of your chip.
Shit.
He did.
I did. I took them off of mine.
If this is it, we ain't got shit to worry about.
If this ain't it, we're getting Days of Sanity sauce next week. Oh, Kelly, what are you doing? That's yours, just James.
All right. I think we didn't get enough of it. It's a little hot though.
I mean, it's got potential. I can feel that.
Wait, don't take it. Mine's kicking in a little bit.
His is kicking in, isn't it?
I think it's starting to come. It's starting to come. It's
Go
starting.
ahead.
Hold off a second before you do your next one. It's starting to heat up.
I told him it was. Put more chicken shit. See, Eddie? That's my cousin said put more on, it gets hotter. See?
I got a lot.
No, he's not talking about you. He's talking about me.
But what I'm trying to say is with Dave's Insanity sauce, you could put. I could put half of this on there, and my night would be ruined.
TikTok, come on.
There's a restaurant down in Columbia and has a sauce like that.
It's exquisite.
It'll let you up right.
It's exquisite. Okay. Guys. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Now. No? I'm feeling it.
I mean, it's got a tang, but
I'm feeling it.
Right, those people telling me you want your money back. That was supposed to be blistering.
No, it's hot.
That's bullshit.
it is kicking in a little bit.
It's a little bit hot. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it is. I got a big taste of it. Oh.
I mean, it's kicking. I mean, it's coming, but it's not. It does. They should call it not the Reaper. They should call it the Creeper.
It's coming on.
The Carolina Creeper.
It's coming on, guys, isn't it?
A little bit, but I mean, it's not. Dude, now see, that's where I call it Days of Sanity sauce.
Yeah.
Done. With half of that on there, half of that, you're done.
I probably put more on than you guys did.
You did not. I mean,
I think I did because it's hotter for me than it is for you guys. And I'm Mexican. Fuck, it's hot.
yeah, that fucking dude, I'm telling you right now, Days of Sanity kicks the fuck out of that. I mean, that's not even. We're bringing Days of Sanity sauce. Not next week, but the week after.
I know, Betty. I've been working at it, buddy.
It fucking makes my saliva thick, though.
It's fucking hot. Fuck, it is hot. You liar.
Touch your penis now. Put your finger
Oh, fuck.
Take a
Ah. It's not hot for you?
piss. It's got a nice bite. I mean, it's tangy. And
A nice bite.
if I poured it on my shit, I'd be crying. No, that's fine.
You didn't want it. Rick, what's up, Rick? Oh my God, Chris! I didn't say I wasn't gonna shit myself.
Oh, we're all gonna shit tonight. We're gonna piss out.
Oh yeah, my shit's gonna be
Piss
burning.
out our assholes.
You guys got 5 minutes to ask questions. We'll knock this out and get the show over with. 5 minutes. Go ahead, guys. You ask boxing.
Look at this motherfucker.
What?
It is bringing a little tickle in my nose, though.
It's bringing a big tickle of mine. I don't know. Maybe it hit my sinuses just right. You know.
What did she say?
What's up, Ash?
Benny Pepper is actually
Days of Sanity will burn a hole in your ass.
Here, so this week everybody that watched the show.
Yeah.
This week we had Carolina Reaper.
Pure Carolina Reaper sauce.
Sling Blade hot sauce.
Yes.
All right.
Bullshit.
What can I see? Okay. I am going to call bullshit on this being the hottest sauce because we did put
I don't think it's the hottest sauce, but I think it's hot.
Okay, we put
It's got
two.
some, like, man, it's sticking. It's got zip.
It's 1.4 million Scovilles. It said.
But I'm just telling you right now. Now we're going to bring Dave's Insanity sauce.
Jeanette,
Not next week, but the following week.
Jeanette,
And I bet you that not even half of what we put on the chip with this will fucking it'll have me bent over.
I had some Carolina Reaper shit. There's Shillabell's restaurant down in Columbiana. They got a big
Jeanette,
sauce,
yeah.
and it was
I am used to spicy foods, but this just hit me wrong.
Saying, you put that, I mean, it was
Yeah.
like, it just took about 15 seconds.
Dave's Insanity sauce.
Johnny
fucking
Dangerously wants to know why the fat guy is disappearing like he's skinny. Fuck face.
Who said that?
Johnny Dangerously. He's named after a Michael Keaton character in a shitty 1980 movie.
That was a pretty shitty movie.
You farting bastard. That was a good
I
part
do
though,
need a
wasn't
tissue
it?
though. Can you grab me a tissue in there, Justin?
Hmm?
Can you grab me a tissue in there?
Get you a fucking tissue.
I gotta blow my nose. I got sinuses.
But yeah, guys. Jacobs or Arias? I got Jacobs, Damon. Arias is just not ready for that kind of stage. You know what I mean?
Cal, are there tissues in here? Where that?
Go to the bathroom.
I don't know where the bathroom is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this Carolina Reaper, Jeanette, was supposed to be hotter than
ahead.
those peppers. That's why we went up a notch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Not next week because we're gonna be in
the gym.
Yeah, but the following week, I'm gonna bring the Days of Sanity sauce.
Yeah. I love you too, Alicia. We'll talk to you soon. But yeah, like, yeah, I just don't think Arias is
Early start.
Just like in
is experienced enough maybe in that big of a stage.
Well, any spicy food really boosts the metabolism.
It does.
Benny.
Well, that's because you're
Black pepper.
That's because you live in England and you fuckers don't eat spicy food.
There's so many antioxidants in black pepper.
Yeah, Chris said that he can't even eat a korma. Oh, that's because you live in England and all your food's bland over. You guys eat beans and eggs and blood sausage and crazy shit like that and a tomato. But yeah, it got pretty warm for a second. Like, it really started to hurt. Kelly had a good preview on Jacobs Arias.
Yeah, did you read that?
Yeah, I did read it today. I was there when you read it at the house, remember? What are you thinking? Jacobs or Arias?
I got Jacobs. I mean,
I do too.
Okay, listen. Now with that, I say that Arias he's tough.
Yeah,
he's a game fighter, and he's gonna test Jacobs a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
a fight that Jacobs should win, though.
Yeah,
coming off the fight the way he performed against Triple G.
Yeah,
and everything else, it's a fight that Jacobs should win and win convincingly. But there's going to be some times in that fight that this kid is going to really test him, and he's going to bring the fight. He goes to the body wall. The only thing with this Arias is he does get hit a lot. He lays on the inside because he's got fairly heavy hands, but I think he relies on it against the level of competition he's fighting now.
Yeah,
and you can't do that with the Danny Jacobs. But I think he's going to give Jacobs some fits throughout the fight, but it's not going to be anything that should beat Jacobs or take over the fight and win it.
I agree. I do agree with that. But I think the big stage might be a lot for Arias too on this stage. But as Chris says, fuck off, our food is great. Basically, fry-ups every day. Sausage, bacon, eggs, beans, mushrooms, toast. And we're the ones fucking dying of heart disease. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And they're asking about Stevenson and Badu Jack. I'll tell you what, if it's the same Badu Jack that we saw last fight, he's going to whoop Stevenson's ass.
He looked good. I mean,
Did
you
see
know
him?
what? Yeah. That being said, I was not impressed with his fight before that.
No, me neither.
I was not. And I'll say that last fucking fight, man, he performed. He put on. You know
what shocked me about Badu Jack? We hung out with them at the MGM. Remember at the lobby? In the lobby, we hung out with him. And that is a big fucking guy. He was bigger than you.
Yeah.
Not But I mean, at the weight he was big. He was tall too.
He
Nice
definitely
guy.
ain't muscular more than me.
I don't know. I didn't see that. I just
Definitely
saw.
ain't got a bigger belly.
I just saw that old chick that was trying. Remember the old chick? Remember the old lady that was trying to take us back to her room and she was trying to take Buddy Jack back too. He's like, no, thank you. And the security had to run her off.
I tell her, I was like, once you go white, you'll stay all night.
Eddie, I don't have green chili, but if you could send me some, if you can get us some
And
from Mexico, that'd be nice.
on the chart of hottest, it does not. None of them chilies rank hotter than this, or Dave's of Sandy. I can bet that.
Yep.
And that's the world ranking of hot peppers.
Yeah.
But I think this was a fucking ripoff.
Either we got a dud or it's just bullshit.
Because we tried it twice, and again when our hot sauce is that hot, you're not even supposed to have that much on.
No.
Not even a first cracker we had.
It should light you up. It
Yeah.
should take more than 20 seconds. Dude.
And we had two with a fairly decent amount on there. Fucking Days of Sanity sauce, like I was saying, you put a toothpick in that motherfucker.
Oh, I had a question, Kelly.
Yes.
I had a question. I forgot. I had a question. Somebody asked a good question last week, and I forgot I was going to ask him. One of our guests, or one of our friends on the show, he's from New Mexico. He wanted to know what you thought of Johnny Tapia.
Oh, God. All right. I'm going to make it quick. Johnny Tapia is something to boxing that they come around very, very, very few often. You haven't taken nothing away from anybody else. I mean, my God, people in this sport, I know James knows what it takes and how demanding it is on people. I mean, I'm just talking about emotionally, physically, every which way. But Johnny Tapia, just in and outside of the ring, you got everything from Johnny Tapia. He gave you everything, and we can sit here all night long and tell stories or talk about fights. I didn't know him personally, but I've read on him. I've seen things on him, and I also watched him fight. And I can't say enough good things. And
I mean,
you won't see. There'll never be another.
No, they said that he said his favorite two fighters was you and Johnny Tapia. What did you think if you ever met him?
I never got to meet him. That's one person I would love.
And I did promise that I would. And also, I got a message too. Hey guys, go out there and support your local gyms. We're not in the business of raising money. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for nothing. But if there's a local gym and you guys have $1 to spare, fucking, you have $1 laying around, support your local gyms. These guys are breeding the new breed of these new fighters, and we're all fight fans here. And the thing is, it's all talk. All this is talk if we're not doing nothing to move the next generation or help the next generation. It's all for naught. Because there will be no next generation of fighters if we're not doing nothing to support the fighters of today or of tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, you guys got to understand, running the gym, I don't yet to have one. I am going to open one. But just being around the sport, it's hard. And some of these trainers put a lot of fucking time in.
Yeah.
And to work with these kids and get them off the streets and keep them out of trouble.
Yeah.
And, even if they know boxing or don't, it's still good for the youth.
Yeah.
And, support and help.
What do you think about, Chris wants to know, what do you think of Ryan Garcia? Oh, I love the kid. I think he's an amazing young fighter.
Yeah.
We met him in Vegas, and I'll tell you, he's one of the nicest kids out there.
Sure.
And, him and Virgil Ortiz are my two favorite.
Yeah.
Junior are my two favorite.
I love Virgil. We were friends with him on Facebook, too, obviously.
And his dad. Yeah, his dad is one of the nicest guys out there, and he watches the show.
And he has a sense of humor, too, because he laughs at a lot of our fucked up shit.
Yeah, and you know what? What's fucked up is I know he shares a page with, like, fucking Oscar and all these other people, and they see the shit that we put on there, too, and I'm like, damn, dude. And Joel sees it, but Virgil and Ryan are just good kids, and they're respectful. And it's funny, when they see Kelly, they pay their dues to you. Like,
that's
they... Like,
the kid is very well mannered.
Yeah.
And just a really nice kid. And you could tell his upbringing was, with his parents or whatnot, They're awesome people.
Yeah, and you know Errol Spence, when he saw you in Brooklyn, he came to you and he did the same thing. He showed respect, which was amazing because Errol was in no position to have to say shit. Errol could have acted like the Charlos and just blew past you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And show you fucking. You know what I mean? But that's just the way the Charlos are. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna say. I know you don't. You're not in the habit of talking bad.
Nobody has.
But I'll say it because I don't give a fuck. They
A
should.
lot of people have respect for the Senor Pavlende.
Some people don't. Yeah, but Errol Spence walked up to you and he said, "You know, you're one of my favorite fighters." And when you
and I like Errol Spence.
you like Errol. But Errol said when you knocked out Taylor, it made me want to become a pro fighter.
Mm-hmm. That's why Errol Spence is one of my favorite fighters.
That's why, because he was like,
And Granados and Porter.
Granados and Bam Bam and Mikey.
And Mikey Garcia.
And did you hear what Bam Bam said about Mikey, guys? That should put to rest anything. That he was one of the hardest punchers that he's ever faced.
You're going to get the assholes, because they're camped together. And I know. I
know. But when you have 6 or 7 guys saying the same fucking thing.
Okay, so we're going to get ready to wrap this down.
Well,
fucking Justin, stay off your phone and off your computer until the show is over, because I don't need you inviting any more fucking trolls.
Well, Ryan said he's getting off. Ryan's only 11 fights in, Johnny. Come on, man. These guys need to be built. They need to top. The Golden Boy. They're going to build this guy up slow, and that's what they're going to do. He's a good fighter, but he's 11 fights in. You know.
Yeah.
Let's give the guy another 8 fights, and we'll see.
All right. Well, let's talk about a little bit real quick. Next week we're going to be.
Technique Tuesday.
Technique Tuesday, again, and we're going to break down. James wants to go over some of the
Eastern European
styles and Russian and
American
Ukrainian
style.
And all that, American. We're going to touch on a couple of things with that.
We're going to go over the Bivol fight, and
we're
going to go over a bunch of different things, and then we have our. Not only that's more advanced stuff, but our basic next week is what? What's our basic? The right hand. It's right side of the body.
We kind of tapped on the right.
No, we did the left the last time.
Yeah, but we'll go back over it.
Yeah.
Do it the right. I think some of the foot positionings you were talking about would be good, and then we could tap on different ways to work around that. And then the following week, I'm going to be in touch with Darnell Boone. I think it would be very, very awesome to have Darnell on. Just the experience. He's seen the bottom, the top, the middle. He's been through it. He's fought some of the best in the sport, and he's been in sparring or training camps as a sparring partner for some of the top fighters in the world, and for some of the biggest fights coming up and or the matchups. So I think it'll be really cool to have him on, and he said he'll do it. So that would be awesome there too.
Yeah, and they said Chris said he would love to have you fight Calzaghe before he retired. I was begging for that.
I would have liked that fight. And listen, I'm not saying because I go in there and whoop the shit out of Calzaghe. I wanted that fight though, and it all started from me fighting. I think Gary Lockett. He was a really respectable kid who I fought right after the second Taylor fight, but I beat him. But that whole thing started leading up because Calzaghe's dad, with his smart little fucking mouth. And that really made me want to fight Joe Calzaghe.
You knocked out his fighter though, pretty bad.
Yeah, but even before that, and I would have been in Joe Calzaghe's ass too.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kendall Gould also, guys, great amateur. He's on here. Kendall Gould, great amateur. He fought Andre Ward too and went the distance with Andre Ward. Gave him a great fight.
You think he's going to send my message later?
Who, Kendall?
Yeah.
He's going to send something filthy. Let me tell you. Let's talk about Kendall for a minute.
Yeah, Kendall.
Fuck you, Kendall. We're going to talk about this.
We love you, but we're going to talk about it.
We're going to run you right under the bus, you cocksucker. All right. Kendall Gould, married to a beautiful woman. Nice woman, right? And... C. Yes. Very nice. She's a saint. Anyway, this motherfucker, he gets on there saying, I love my wife. Over here telling Jeanette that. And I would never do nothing. At the same time, he was downing our memes.
Yeah.
When he was sending... he sends us every day videos of somebody eating a piece of shit. Somebody fucking a piece of shit.
A girl taking a shit instead of in a toilet, but in another girl's mouth.
Yeah, sends us...
And butt licking and dildos.
I saw that movie, Two Girls, One Cup.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Dude, it's worse. And he sends us these videos.
Well, one dildo going in a butt and a girl taking it out, and I don't even, because it's kind of people don't want to hear too much of it.
Dude, but you know how bad it is when I won't share a fucking video.
So this fucking dude got the audacity over one little meme to tell. To say
he
something.
got the hangnail to say it.
He's got the kunans,
the kunanis, the gonads. Just to say, what did he say? That we would just enjoy it and we share it just as much as he does. No, sir. No, sir.
Dude, I got the shit on my phone. We should just go right to Kendall Gold and fucking go
pull it up right here on the screen.
And just fucking go down and show you guys.
I'll put it on the cast.
Yeah, go right on my chest. But you know what?
We'll get banned.
Jeanette believes him though. Jeanette's like, oh, I believe Kendall. He's such a sweet guy. He wouldn't make a Shizer video. This motherfucker. Him, Bobby Sanchez. And who else does the other shit videos?
Fucking.
There's a few of you guys.
Jeanette would get in the backseat with fucking Osama bin Laden if he talked to her nicely.
Oh, my future wife joined Gina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting skinny for Gina. Getting skinny for Gina.
Hi,
Taking
Gina.
skinny juice.
Kendall disappeared.
He said, "Oh, he got caught. His wife caught him, and he fucking jumped off."
Over like
he's like, "You motherfuckers." He's. I'm not saying blow smoker. Nobody. I know I'm British boxing, but no one has anything nice about Enzo. Enzo's one of those guys too, just like Angel Garcia, lives through his son, never boxed, and they talk shit.
I think he's got short man syndrome.
You know what he looks like? Dr. Teeth from the Muppets. Remember that dude with the fucking gold teeth when he come out? Yeah.
All them short guys are like that, though.
Fuck yeah, they are. I'm not short. I'm not.
Why did you say?
Am I considered short?
No.
Am I considered short? What do you consider short? What's short?
About your height.
Bullshit. What do you think? What's considered short?
5'8".
5'8" or 5 or shorter?
I'd say shorter than 5'6".
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Yeah, we're about right. All right.
5'9" is average.
It is.
Yeah, I said 5 shorter than 5'8". Shorter than 5'8".
Figures a tall person would say that.
But yeah,
I'm not that tall anymore.
like I said, guys, this has been a great show, and
6'2" used to be tall. Motherfuckers are like average, like 6'4".
April said 6 inches is good height. I believe that.
Now, she's thinking about dicks.
April's thinking of dick. She said 6 inches. April, you're in the wrong place because none. If you want 6 inches, I'll give it to you twice.
Yeah.
And if you want to, I'll punch you in the mouth after.
Just in case you don't fill the first 3 inches, we'll give you the second 3 inches.
But yeah, like I said, 5'7", yeah, about right.
Yeah, that's what I said. 5'7".
Yeah.
5'8" below.
Yeah, but like I said, guys, it's been a great show today, and we're gonna go ahead and cut loose early today. Well, it's an hour and a half in, so. But next Tuesday is gonna be big. It's gonna be Technique Tuesday. Is that gonna be at 6 or 5? It's normally 5, right?
Yeah, we do 5 because Keith Burnside down at Burnside Boxing, he's got things going on usually at a certain time. So it's nice enough. Keith's a great guy. Love his gym. Awesome person. And he's nice enough to let us go in there and have our hour, in that ring.
Or 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, we gotta definitely, we kind of respect that a little bit. And as long as they don't hit the speed bags, we're okay.
Yeah, we just can't hit speed bags.
But yeah, so I appreciate it, guys, and have a great day.
Well, thanks, Chris. Yep, and stay tuned next week to the Punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
See you next week.
Bye.